Bit cold, but nothing special. Let's continue. Hope you are fine. Oh, it looks like another bot joined. Hello, Colanus. Why wouldn't I be doing this? Oh, wow. 1 second. I want to tweet this. Good. Alright, let's do this. Are you okay, Colanus? Right. I think we have to go that way. Oh my, this is green. Wow, very good sound. What's going on? I think I'm getting dizzy. Alright, if I approach there, I'm losing control. About this way. I think it means I can only go this way now. Or not, perhaps I just got used to it. Well, not I, but my character.
Smoke. It's coming from this oil. I hope it's not toxic.
Right, I can go this way. Never mind. Oh, I don't like this. Oh, I don't like this at all. Right, thankfully my character is doing all the heavy breathing for me. That was creepy. Okay, time for some coffee. Ooh, nice. I do wonder if that means that that there is no monster, just that I imagine it.
This is primitive.
Primitive. Cannot draw this well.
Ugh, this place stinks. What is the connection between this place and the Sarah Hawkins case?
Alright, we have another point. No, I think I'll keep it till I have 6 points so that I can use them. Oh, whoa, what is that? Submerged city. While investigating the Hawkins warehouse, Pierce entered a partly submerged tunnel that ran under the docks. There, something took hold of his arm and tried to drag him beneath the surface. Drowning, the detective caught glimpses of human and animal bodies, as well as an underground city. I didn't see a city. Well, I didn't notice it. Pierce managed to make it back to the surface to discover that, rather than tentacles, it was seaweed that had wrapped itself around his arm. The vision nevertheless disturbed him by its clarity and its violence. Well, I agree. Right, continue. Oh, this is dark. Not sure I should use light or not, because other people. Jump. I don't like jumping. When the reconstruction scene, hold left and right. Don't know what this is. Cannot turn on the light now. Switch off.
The glass is shattered, like someone smashed it. Was it before or after the removal of these bandages?
Okay, this is weird. I have no idea what's going on. I assumed he did it after though. He didn't like what he saw and broke it. That's usually the trope.
What is this picture of Charles and Sarah Hawkins doing here?
Well, it was their warehouse.
Is this one of Sarah Hawkins' paintings? can't sleep. I know how that feels. It smells as bad as it looks.
What is this? It's just fish.
These painkillers were prescribed 3 months ago. Someone has been taking them since the time of the Hawkins' death.
Oh, it's not theirs. I thought it was one of theirs. Interesting. Okay. Hawkins warehouse. Officially unused since Charles Hawkins' death, this warehouse recently housed a clandestine resident. Signs of life attest to the fact. Presence of blood-stained bandages must also be noted, probably removed from a wound, as well as pills, painkillers, and sleeping pills. Okay. Moreover, the occupant seems to be obsessed with Sarah Hawkins, and attested by the presence of several documents connected to the artist's life, photograph, press cutting. But it is the discovery of a partly charred painting recognized by Officer Bradley as having come from the Hawkins mansion that allows all doubts to be lifted as to the link between the contents of this building and the Hawkins case. Interesting. Oh, nice effect. This looks familiar, I don't know why. The face, I mean.
Someone has settled in here.
And whoever it is has something to tell me about the Hawkins case. Is there anyone in there? You! Don't move! Detective Pierce. I told you to stay away from this warehouse.
It's clear that you knew the victims. I'm sorry to dig up bad memories.
I can still see the poor child lying burned on the floor of their drawing room. We had to tear him off. The marks must still be there. They're in my mind anyway.
It's horrendous. I'm going to need your experience to bring him justice, Officer Bradley. Can you explain what this painting is doing here?
This strange portrait. Wait, I know it. It was in the Hawkins mansion when we came to investigate the fire.
So you confirm that it was removed from the crime scene? Interesting. I'd like to go and see the mansion now.
Of course. You want to go back along his trail? I'd like to understand how this painting made it to here. Come on. My car's parked down the way. Andrews, would you please shut the door? And open your eyes, damn it. This guy went right under your nose. God damn it. Her again. This case has nothing to do with you, Baker. Clear the passage or I'll shut you up for obstruction.
Officer Bradley, you've finally grown a pair. Too bad you're too fat to see them down there.
Wow!
Why you?
Come on, keep the smile. You don't want to force me to widen it.
Okay, I get it.
Where does he get?
Can we go to the mansion now?
Who the hell are you? What were you doing on my turf? I've got my eye on you. We'll meet again.
I don't like
Is
it.
it far, this mansion?
Look behind you. At the top of the ridge. You see the building? That's the Hawkins mansion. Come on, we got some driving to do.
That's a weird place. Oh, chapter 3 already. Which makes sense. Played most of chapter 2 last time. Oh no, it's night.
Well, here we are. Hawkins mansion.
Perhaps she'll come back tomorrow morning.
The
Just
place has
saying.
been abandoned since the fire. There's only old Winchester in his hut.
I see no scorched trees or fire damage on the building.
You're pretty damn observant, ain't you? The fire was quickly contained. Old Silas acted as soon as he could.
Not soon enough to save the Hawkins.
They were trapped in the drawing room. And don't go troubling Silas anymore. His guilt torments him enough as it is. Are we gonna take a closer look at this mansion, or do you have other questions?
You're the one who looked after the Hawkins case.
Don't think I was trying to hide it. It's just that this discovery shakes my convictions.
That's why you're so keen to find out who removed the painting from the mansion.
Yes. If something escaped us, or if there's been a law enforcement error, then it's up to the police to make good its mistake. Anything else?
Yeah, actually.
He's clearly not doing any gardening.
You know, Silas Winchester has been working for the Hawkins family as far back as I can remember. Charles was like a son to him. The day of the fire, he lost his whole family, so he's got nowhere to go. And, as you'll see, in a way, he's still watching over them. Is there anything else you want to ask me? Or do you want to go up there?
I prefer to be prepared if there's going to be trouble.
It's a wise attitude. But apart from old Silas and some rotten floorboards, there's nothing to worry about.
Could he be a problem?
Strictly speaking, he ain't dangerous. But since the tragedy, he's been a little touched. Though, he's a remarkably sturdy man, given his age. A true force of nature.
A sad old man doesn't worry me.
Gee, if you don't want to listen to my advice, we might as well go. Right?
You won't get me to believe that it looked any better 3 months ago.
It's a very old building, you know? Its foundations would probably date from the arrival of the first settlers.
It's got nothing to do with Charles Hawkins' debts.
Ha! You've already begun to nose around it, would seem. So, since you already know it, the Hawkins family couldn't afford the upkeep of this house. It remains to be seen what they did with all their money. I wager it was Charles Hawkins' travels. Let's go up there. Unless you still have questions.
Night falls quickly here, and I want to be able to see when we arrive.
I'll go with you, if only to reassure Silas.
Why not? You can help.
Right. Let's go.
I'm pretty sure it's night. Very bright moon. So creepy.
Bradley was right. This place is much older than I imagined, but the architecture seems too recent.
1693.
The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. The caretaker takes great care of these graves. The caretaker takes great care of these graves. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Yeah, I have my doubts it was the Klingons, Colliners. But you never know, right?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given to believe that it was Charles Hawkins' wish.
Strange idea. I imagine Webster wasn't too pleased.
Mrs. Hawkins' father? It's said that he's devastated.
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged...
Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins. Poor kid. Poor kid.
Whole place looks like straight out of a horror film. Yeah, it does. Very cold.
The caretaker takes great care of these graves.
What's he waiting for? I'm stuck. Oh, I don't believe this. I'm stuck. Cannot move. Oh, this is not funny. Oh, unbelievable. I'm actually stuck. Oh. Yeah. Alright, let's see, when was the last checkpoint? Okay. Officer Bradley, age 37, police officer. This hick cop lacks order and justice. He's no great sleuth, but he seems more inclined than his colleagues to discover the truth in the Hawkins case. The inhabitants of the island seem to be friendly with him. He could help me in my investigation. Hawkins Mansion. Gardens. The Hawkins Mansion is perched at the top of a steep cliff. The abandoned garden harbors the grave of the Hawkins family, and only the old caretaker, Silas Winchester, still roams in this bleak spot. He protects its... cannot read. He protects it fiercely and still puts flowers on the graves of his old masters. A gloomy place. Alright. Oh well, we lost like 5 minutes perhaps. I'll try to make up for it.
Bradley was right, but the architectures... Poor kid. The flowers on Sarah Hawkins' grave are fresh. Someone must really hate Charles Hawkins.
I told you. Silas Winchester is still watching over the Hawkins family.
I must say, it's pretty gloomy.
So, Detective, does this place inspire any thoughts?
Do you know if Charles Hawkins had any enemies?
Not to our knowledge. He was a well-respected personality on the island. I don't understand. Silas would never have let such a thing happen.
Why were they buried here?
I was given the belief.
Strange idea.
Mrs. Hawkins' father?
Let's go to the mansion.
Please give me a minute. I didn't expect to set foot back here after the burial. What kind of deranged individual would defile this sanctuary and steal a burnt painting? I don't see Silas doing such a thing, let alone allowing it. Even that broad baker is above that. Lord, have pity on this poor family.
Alright. I'll just go towards the manor. I can't say that. The house. I think the game wants me to do that. I do wonder what this Silas is. This is very creepy. The officer is still there.
I'll have to find another entrance.
I'm not sure if I should trust that bird or not. Beautiful wood. It looks better from this angle. Oh, I think the officer left the lights of the car on. That can be good. These are very rusty. Must be out there for years without anyone taking care of them.
This entrance is still in use.
Whoa! Whoa!
You were trying to force the door, you nosy prick!
Easy, sir, all right? Put down the axe.
You know what we do with rubble like you? We gut them. Dump them into the ocean.
Whoa! You're Mr. Winchester. Lower that axe, and let's talk calmly.
I'll show you how we have it out on Darkwater.
Sarah Hawkins' father sent me here to investigate the death of his daughter.
Webster, huh? I understand how he feels. But me? I want the dead to rest in peace. And that means kicking the ass of gumshoes like you.
Why would you not want me to help understand what happened here?
I've got nothing to hide. Tell me what you're doing here. And no baloney.
The police report describes a domestic accident. But Stephen Webster has several reasons to believe that this may not be the case.
Webster is as stubborn as an old mule. And I did tell him that we should let the dead rest in peace.
He wants to restore the reputation of his daughter. I just need to see where the fire started.
The mansion isn't safe. You would break your neck as sure as you're trying my patience right now.
That's why you barricaded the entrance.
That's right.
And this door?
It's locked. And I make sure it stays that way.
No one lives in the mansion, and you don't take care of it anymore. If you have a good reason to be here, I'm listening.
There's vermin. I keep an eye out.
Vermin.
Yeah, that's it, vermin.
Right. This is what we're going to do. I go inside, and I promise that I'll hunt vermin. Okay with you?
I'm not sure.
If there's nothing else to fear, you can give me that key.
Right. Take the key and do what you have to do. Go on, then. Just to get rid of you.
Let's see what more I can learn from this mansion.
Alright, that was... Oh, this is beautiful. Gorgeous. One second. Alright. Let's check the journal. Silas Winchester, age 64, caretaker of the Hawkins property. The old caretaker of the Hawkins family, Silas Winchester, still watches over the family graveyard and the burned out mansion. Devoted to Charles Hawkins, whom he all but raised, he also has great respect for the memory of Sarah Hawkins and their child, Simon. His long months of solitude in the abandoned property have made him very distrustful. Silas still puts flowers on the graves of Charles, Sarah, and Simon. I have got hold of the key that opens the door to the entrance of the Hawkins mansion. I hope that it was worth the risk. Yeah. The regular key. Let's go inside. Oh, the police.
Pierce, shall we enter? Now that you've finished your fun and games with Silas, we can perhaps inspect the mansion.
You're right. Let's go. Let's take a look inside.
I'm with you. Follow me. I know the place. Who left this light on?
Who left the dogs out? Alright. I have 3 points now. Getting there. I'll keep them. Whoa, this face. This looks familiar too. Although he does look a bit like Abe Lincoln, right? Just a little bit. Not the shirt, but you know, the head.
The Last Supper of the Hawkins. What does this tell me? What kind of meat is this?
Yeah, that is weird. Looks like a squid. If the squid had meat like this.
This place is for the head of the family, Charles Hawkins. The boy was probably here, smashed his plate on the floor.
That's a very strange piece of meat indeed. No idea what this is.
Sarah Hawkins didn't eat. Was it because of the meat or something else? Something happened at this table. An argument?
Hey, Pierce. Daydreaming again?
Working, officer. This dinner table tells us a lot about the Hawkins family life.
Well, we don't have all day. The scene of the fire is next door.
The Last Supper. Since the fire in the Hawkins mansion, the dining room has remained intact. The settings allow the places occupied by the family members to be determined. Visibly, etiquette was respected, even in private. Charles Hawkins sat at the head of the table with wife and son on either side. The knocked over chair could be due to something that happened after the fire, or it could confirm the theory of a domestic argument. Clearly the roast was untouched in certain plates. The meat, mysteriously preserved since then, seems to have been subject of the dispute between the Hawkins couple. I think that's jumping to a huge conclusion.
Silas managed to bring the fire under control, but it was already too late for the Hawkins.
Was Charles Hawkins some kind of explorer?
Charles Hawkins poses like an explorer in front of exotic ruins. Common knowledge that he wasted away his fortune on expensive trips. What was he looking for?
Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Charles and Sarah's wedding, as painted by Sarah herself. Let's see if I can find something the cops missed. The child's corpse left a trace. Where are the others? Was Charles Hawkins a heavy drinker? If the painting I found on the docks really came from here, how come it didn't burn? Did someone escape the fire? They had a fight. Why? Did it stop at the time of the fire?
10 p.m.
Did Sarah Hawkins lose one of her shoes? How?
Was this fire you know, if the clues are accurate as they are presented anyway, then it's possible she died during an argument, by accident or not, and then he started the fire. Although the kid in that pose doesn't make much sense.
Blood. This lamp was thrown. This was no accident. This was a fight. Someone fell here. A desperate attempt to flee. And the boy.
So, Detective, what do you make of it?
I firmly believe this fire was more than just an accident.
Huh. What's your theory?
That is a good question, isn't it? I do wonder if I pick one, does it... I mean, it is possible they had a fight and it was an arson. And if they had a fight and an arson because of the fight, one could say it was a crime of passion.
I think the Hawkins couple got into a fight.
You sure of that?
There's only one way to be sure.
I just ask that you don't disturb anything. If Chief West found out about what we're doing, I'd be in serious trouble.
Blood? No one mentioned blood before. Alright, let's read that. The glass of this heavy clock is broken and the hands show 10 o'clock. It could give the time of the fire or have nothing to do with it. Sarah's shoe. A partly burnt shoe. Seems like it belonged to Sarah Hawkins. And the scene of the fire. Contradicting the police report, the Hawkins drawing room tells a totally different version of the fire that claimed the whole family. Beginning with the presence of a handprint that throws up the possibility of survivor, the bodies of Charles and Sarah Hawkins left no mark on the floor, nor, to that matter, in the drawing room, contrary to that of the child, still visible close to the fireplace. The same goes for the glass shards on the floor. A close inspection reveals the presence of blood on several of them. On the wall, the very clear mark left by the painting found in the Hawkins warehouse confirms that the Hawkins case could be much more than a domestic accident. Yeah, that's why, I mean, the fight is a possibility, but it also feels like an arson. That's what I said originally. Although I guess I messed up when I actually told him...
This door is locked.
History of the medicine in the 18th century. This collection of medical knowledge and the health practices in the 18th century actually only covers the so-called civilized countries. It does not deal with the influence of holistic medicines or medicines that from continents considered inferior. I did get another point. Medicine. Quite close to level 2. I think. The game looks Far more beautiful than at the beginning.
These bandages are covered in dried blood. But whose?
Where did they find the bodies? Looks familiar. Oh, there's something hidden. A crowbar found in Hawkins Manor. Probably belongs to the caretaker, Silas.
A crowbar. Could prove useful. The lyrics of the drunken sailor. A sea shanty. This door is blocked from the outside.
Where did he go? Oh, there he is. Okay, this is blocked.
This door is locked. Too much rubble. I'll find an easier way.
Where did the officer go again? Keep losing him.
This door is blocked from the outside. An original edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, dated 1818.
1818? Thought it was much later than that. Heard someone running, plus that noise.
Moby Dick, Melville's classic. The epic battle between man and whale.
A copy of the novel Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Classic. Especially for a family of ship owners.
Mandatory reading for any whaler, I guess.
A nice globe.
This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. This piano is in disrepair. Looks like the Hawkins kept it more for decoration than for music. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century. A book on the first inhabitants of the island. It seems they got here around the 14th century.
The human body, a comparative analysis. A precise and very detailed treatise on the, I think it's called treatise, on the particularities of the human body compared to the animal world, the simplicity of its writing and the vulgarization of its vocabulary make it accessible to the profane. That's cool. Ooh, more medicine progression. Five, so need to 16% last time. So 2 more points. Oh wait. How many? I have 5 CP. But yeah, we need 6. I don't know if it's my imagination or not, but I hear footsteps, light footsteps. Although it might be wood.
Dark water history. This place was settled back in 1692 by 2 families that seceded from the New England colonies. A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. One of Sarah Hawkins' paintings. Her style sure is recognizable. "20,000 Leagues Under the Sea." Another story about the mysteries of the deep.
A rare edition of the Jules Verne's novel.
A book on hunting whales, the island's staple diet last century. What could Sarah have done to make this person threaten to call the police?
Dear Sir, as you know, I have always held you and your family in high respect. Unfortunately, I can no longer continue to close my eyes on the behavior of your wife. Last week, she again terrified my clientele. I know that she means no harm, but you should place her in the care of Dr. Fuller. He alone seems able to make her come to her senses. If these disturbances were to recur, believe me that although it would feel like torture, I would be obliged to involve the police. Respectfully yours, Anton Wellard. Interesting. I mean, I understand he had no money but left, but why is everything in such a terrible condition? This isn't normal. If you stop repairing a house, this will not happen. At least not for a long time. If at all. More mice,
Locked.
but no men. Oh, there's something hidden. Aha! The key that opens the door to Sarah Hawkins' office was concealed. Which is her office? That one or this one?
This door is locked. What will her room reveal about her? Barbiturates. Sarah Hawkins must have been extremely agitated resorting to such a treatment.
Barbiturates. They act as a depressant of the nervous system. But once you begin, you can never live without them. Of that, I know something. Heard them before, but I've never actually checked them in any way. Check it later, obviously.
This padlock is too complicated for me. It's no use. The padlock won't give. This door is locked.
Did I forget this room earlier or what? That's strange. Cool
The
toys.
boys' room. What was going through that boy's mind? The argument that led to their tragic end seems to have been simmering for some time.
Simon's private journal. He seemed worried about his mother and her attacks. Tension also seems to be growing between the Hawkins couple. Could the fire be the result of an argument? Actually, read this. Too small because I'm playing this in a window. Hopefully it doesn't matter.
A child's fort. From what threat was Simon protecting his world? Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. Sarah must have read it to him before bed. Sleeping pills. Strong for an 11-year-old boy. What was wrong with this family? What nightmarish vision could have inspired them? Simon's troubles went beyond family problems. That kid saw something. Something terrified him. What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance. If you're right, we should be able to find clues among the Hawkins' personal effects. Did you hear that?
What do you know about Charles Hawkins' activities?
Well, not much, to be honest. We all assumed the Hawkins lived on Charles's inheritance.
What am I missing? In the little boy's room, an abandoned book on the bed and toys scattered on the ground talk about the everyday life of a normal family, but the disturbing drawings and the sleeping pills raise suspicions that even Simon Hawkins may have been suffering from mental illness. Was the boy able to see things like her mother pretended to be? Crowbar found in Hawkins Manor probably belongs to the caretaker, Silas. The key that opened the door to Sarah Hawkins' office was concealed. Why didn't they automatically... Am I going? What the f... Okay, it doesn't look normal.
Sarah Hawkins' agent was getting worried. Seems she wasn't giving any signs of life.
My very dear Sarah, ever since you left to bury yourself away on, on that lost island, your art has been attracting an increasing number of collectors. I beg you to send me some new paintings. The last ones, so somber and strange, moving as no other paintings have been, are selling at a premium price. The percentage of these most recent sales is attached. Do not forget your friend, who was the first to recognize your genius and display it to the world. Affectionately yours, Maximilian L.
This ledger lists all of the paintings Sarah Hawkins sold.
Returned?
It seems the last one was given for free to a Francis Sanders. I wonder why. Despite what happened, they seem to have loved each other.
Charles Hawkins scribbled a kind word to his wife. Is it a kind word or is it a threat?
The door is blocked on the other side.
Oh. Okay. Thought it was weird there's no clue there.
Was Sarah Hawkins interested in the occult? What was she trying to achieve?
Ceremonial circle. If the creature is not yet anchored in our dimension, an expulsion ritual might work, as long as the person performing it makes sure that he integrates the Elder's sign among the glyphs that make up the ceremonial circle. Be careful though, because the works that describe the creation of such circles are not all of proven reliability. Extract taken from the Malleus Bestiarum by Abigail G.
Bradley? Is that you?
The door opened. This up.
It's no use. The padlock won't give.
I guess I can go up there.
Is anyone there?
Yeah, I've seen that painting before. Oh. That's not good. That's not good.
You! Stop! Bradley, did you see which way he went?
Who? I didn't see anyone. I just heard some noise. Are you all right?
A man was hiding on the upper level. He ran when he saw me. He can't be far.
That's the thief. Well, if he isn't, he didn't go there.
I'll cover you.
Oh, you mean the light?
This door was closed earlier.
Which door?
Where did he go?
4 points. Ooh. Hurricane lamp. Old hurricane lamp. Still working. I have just got to be careful. It burns a lot of oil. Alright, we have 9 points. Alright. See. Well, we can upgrade any one of them by 1. Yeah, let's go for this.
Do
They
you
look like
really think that
Celtic
your
runes.
fugitive came in here?
Charles must have brought
I don't
them
see
back
any
from
way
one
out.
of his foreign trips. It looks like an old seaway map.
Somebody has added coordinates to this old sea map. They make up a journey. The Skilla or Sila, whatever it's called here. This one. The Prodigal. It's that one. The Orpheus. There. The Saint Claude something. That one. The oil reservoir of your lamp has been refilled. Refills can be found in the levels.
Clearly, Charles Hawkins knew Captain Fitzroy very well.
In this photograph, Charles Hawkins and Captain Fitzroy are posing with a third man, seen close.
I wonder who the man with the glasses is in the photograph. Probably another friend of Hawkins. It looks like a freehand map of dark water. Certain areas have been highlighted. I wonder why. The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor. This panel is movable. As if the bookcase has been moved several times. This globe seems to have been part of some mechanism. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Seems like this came from a log.
Monday, 24th of May, 1847. 42 North, 70 West, Darkwater Island. We sailed north all morning. Captain Hamilton is confident. He says that we'll beat the Orpheus this... Ah, they are ships. This season. May God be merciful. Sunday, 30th of May, 1847. 47 North, 55 West. I preferred it when the whales disappeared without trace. With these carcasses, we can no longer ignore their sad fate. What is eating these huge beasts? I told Hamilton that it was a bad omen. He doesn't care. Tuesday, 1st June 1st of June 1847. 49 North, 61 West. We dropped anchor near a village. The inhabitants say that the waters are red with the blood of the sacred beasts, and to follow them is to defy the gods. I told them that I only feared God Almighty, but in the loneliness of the hold, I'm scared. Friday, 4th June 1847. 57 North, 51 West. We've sighted a huge whale in the distance. Its size seems to be beyond anything known to man. It sends out an infernal song. Hamilton wants it. Wednesday, 23rd of June, 1847. 33 North, 53 West. Caught it. The most grotesque whale I have ever laid eyes upon. It will go into memory as the biggest cats ever. Men have died, but we have gained glory. This day will be remembered for years to come. Tuesday, 29th of June, 1847. Darkwater. We have beaten the Orpheus, returned with empty holds. The Scylla... I say it's Scylla because it's Scylla in Greek. The Scylla, yeah, and Hamilton are only memories.
There must be a link with the Seaway map.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. I know. Oh. Where's the map?
The Scylla. It's the boat that was stranded at the entrance to the harbor.
Yeah, let me use the map. Yeah, I cannot do this. Celtic runes. Small polished stones decorated Celtic runes. Probably used for divination rituals. They are mostly found in Europe. Why can't I check the map? No, not this one. This map. No, not this one. Where's the other map?
Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
I'm between searching for the... I'm considering going either for Darkwater right away or for this 33.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Maybe they're further up north.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
I wish I could zoom in the map a bit.
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
What exactly is this? $73 or something? 42, 43. Okay,
Doesn't work. I must have missed something. Looks like the navigational paths described in the log.
Ah!
Looks like it worked.
Here's the point where it was
Well done,
caught.
Pierce.
Cogwheels. They must be linked to an opening mechanism. Probably a secret passage. I must find a way to activate the opening mechanism. I'd be better off not touching them for the moment. Have you seen the old maritime maps on Charles Hawkins' desk?
Strange. No ship has left Darkwater shore for years. Maybe he kept them for sentimental reasons.
Chapter 4? Or were we already in Chapter 4? I don't remember. Tunnels under the Hawkins mansion. Inside the Hawkins mansion, the scene of the fire revealed its secrets. Pierce and Officer Bradley, now on the trail of a survivor, had undertaken to search the place, looking for proof. When a hooded man leaped into Sarah Hawkins' workshop to steal a painting, detective and police officers set off after him. By following him to the office of Charles Hawkins, they discovered a secret passage. Pierce and Bradley entered the tunnel under the mansion.
A secret passage, under the manor. It's like a detective novel. That guy must have already gotten far.
Yeah, and he had a direct means of entry to the crime scene. We must find him.